This is my first live. How exciting, huh? So, as you guys know, I bought this 33-year-old tractor that I had when I was a kid. It's like the second version to the first version of what I had before. And I know nobody's watching, but it'll go up after. So let me rotate this camera. So here we are. So I just got it back. I had it fixed. I had two new belts put on, some Kevlar belts. If you guys can see it down there's that blue belt on there. So a pretty high quality belt, a drive belt, and a belt for the deck. So I don't have to worry about the belts going bad on me. He did a full fuel filter lines, all that good stuff. Cleaned it up a little bit for me. Oil change, sharpened the blades. And actually, he got this to open up fully. This thing was, somehow it was on, I think, wrong, and it would only kind of come open like this much, and it would keep falling back on you. It was kind of a pain in the ass. He did lose this little thing, which is all right. I guess I got to figure out. I mean, this thing is so old. Good luck trying to find this thing that snaps in there, but I'll figure something out to put in there. I mean, it is what it is. But anyways, this thing's old as shit, guys, but it's in pretty good shape. It runs like a top when it's running good, but it's just the belt that broke. So the belt broke, and that took me out of action. So I just said, screw it. I took it to this senior in high school that's been working on this stuff since he was even a younger kid. So I'm like, you know what? Let him handle it, right? So he does pretty good work. He did a pretty good job. I noticed a couple of things that I think he had to bend this in, because this isn't on there like I think it was, in order to get it to open. So I got to kind of figure out. It's on there good enough. I can't be too picky. It's as old as it is. My whole goal actually was to save myself over $3,000 buying a zero turn, and I seen this thing. I bought it mostly for nostalgia because I had one when I was a kid. I had the Craftsman. This is the Craftsman 2. Same motor I had, pretty much same setup, except my setup had the shifter in the center, not on the side. Other than that, it's pretty much the same mower. So that really is what got me to buy it. And then I'm like, you know what, screw it. If I can get a year out of this thing, and then next year I'll buy me a really good mower, or I'm going to wait till the end of the year sales when they're desperate to kind of get rid of these things so they don't have to have them set in somewhere. So that's what happened. So that's what I'm going to do. So even the guy at Home Depot said, you can snag some of these mowers if they're $3,000 at the end of the year, or even at the beginning of the season next year. They'll sell them for like last year's model for like $1,500. I mean, brand new condition, $1,500, half price. So I'm gonna try to snag me something like that to do a lot of the work. And on this one, I'm gonna keep it just for hauling things around and all that sort of stuff. So anyways, I hooked this thing up and I got it home. It was starting, and then the thing wouldn't start right away when I went to start it back out of the trailer. And simple problem. It had a terminal connector from the battery. It busted. So probably when it hit a bump, they're so rusty. The line right is down here. And you guys can see the end. Well, I cut it off, but the end was super rusty. Like, look at this one. Look at the rust, right? Look at the corrosion. So really, I need to be spraying that. I'm probably going to put a new one on this one too. Maybe not right this second. I'm going to let it ride out, but that's something I'm going to have to fix. I went cheap. I was going to buy a crimper, and the crimper, I've never done this before, guys. So apparently the crimper folds like, let me see if I can show you. So see how this is crimped? If I can get the camera. See how it crimps like that to hold them in there? I was thinking I could just do it with a normal set of pliers. So I'm going to try it, but it may not hold them in there. If it doesn't, I'm going to have to run up to Home Depot and maybe get a proper set of crimpers. But I think I'll be able to make it work. So anyway, it busted this right off. And that's why I'm dead on arrival. So I got it here all ready to go, and it's not running again. So I'm going to have to splice in a new copper connector, get the battery connected up again. Should be pretty easy, and it should be then running, because he had it running when I picked it up today. It was literally just this. So here's the thing I'm learning, and I've already kind of known, but when you guys buy something that's 33 years old, I mean, everything's old, right? The lines are old, they're loose. I mean, look at these. Actually, see, like that. I already can tell I'm going to have a problem eventually with that. I'm going to spray that probably to try to take some of the corrosion off. At least it's an easy fix. So I can replace all these ends and reconnect them and get them going again. But I'm going to spray everything down with Crown. Where did I put that can? Right here. So this stuff is awesome, guys. Crown Rust Protection and Lubrication. So this thing wicks away moisture. They use it for underbody vehicles and stuff. I've got a whole case of this stuff. And I'm going to spray down in the canister down here. I'm going to spray all that so it stops the rust. It's really not too rusty, but I'm just going to spray everything I can't see. Just protect everything. You can spray everything with it, guys. You can spray any chip paint. You can spray wheel wells. You can spray rims. You can spray underbodies. I could spray the hell out of all this. And it will literally, like all down here where it's kind of drying out, a little bit of rusty, it's fine for electrical. Electrical will not hurt it. And like I said, it'll whisk away moisture and it won't rust. You could literally spray this stuff on bare metal. Like I'll spray it on the deck. You can spray it on bare metal underneath the deck and it'll stop the rust right then. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get this thing running tonight. I got to get the grass cut. I canceled the service I was going to have done when we were going to sell the house. And so I got to get this thing running. So I think if I get this all connected up, it should run good. So I'm going to do that. And guys, I just picked up this new bike today. Wasn't going to talk about it, but I don't know if I made a video on it, but I went out and bought a Walmart bike, right? Yeah, I know, cheap junk, but I was like, screw it, I don't ride much, I just want a bike. So I bought my wife this one. She likes it, this Huffy. Pretty nice bike, got some accessories for it right from Walmart. Haven't had a problem. So whoever built this one did a good job. The one I bought ended up being a piece of crap. The seat wouldn't stay up. So then I went to Dunham's and I bought a $400 bike that actually I really liked it. I liked the frame, I liked the size. It was a really good bike. As soon as I took it on the first trip, it jumped tracks and got all gouged to hell because the gears on it, they just didn't build it right. So I took that back. So I'm like, you know what? Screw this, guys. I'm going to go to a actual bike shop like I did years ago. And yeah, you spend a little bit more money, but these guys are professionals. They make sure everything's aligned, the gears, everything's perfect. It's got a 2-year warranty on it. So any problems, he covers it all for the first year. And then next season, I can bring it in for a free $85 tuning. So he'll tune everything up, make sure everything's good to go, and it should be good for another year. So essentially a couple years. And whenever I bought a bike, I've had a Giant before, 21-speed Giant. I end up spending, this is apparently, I haven't rode a bike, guys, in a lot of years. So we're trying to get more healthy, so we want to get out and ride. So apparently, if you guys know anything about bikes, I don't, so correct me if I'm wrong, but this is what the bike guy told me in a little bike shop in Lapeer. Apparently, bikes are going to a new system. This is the old system, right? You've got all your gears, all your spindles. You've got a smaller, whatever this is. So the new ones have a much bigger one of these, okay? And I think he had said something like there's a lot less gears, but you still get just as much. Like this is a 21 speed. You still get all that, but it's a lot less gears it has to switch all onto. It's like a lot bigger and whatnot. I forget exactly the terminology he used. And then this one was still the old school stuff, right? I mean, you still got your nice shifter. It was a little bit cheaper because it still has your brakes up front, you know, your just grip brakes. The other bike, this bike was $530, which the bike I bought at Dunham's was like $419. So it wasn't too much more, to be honest. And this is a Giant, which is a very well-made bike, really lightweight. I mean, one arm, guys. It's pretty lightweight. Nice bike, nice tires. It's a hybrid bike. I paid a little tiny extra to have them add a kickstand because it didn't have a kickstand. a lot of these bikes, guys, don't have kickstands anymore. I think the higher affordable bikes, because I think it's all about weight. They don't want weight. They want to, go as fast as possible. But I don't like throwing my bike on the ground or leaning it up against something. I want a kickstand, so I added a kickstand. I'll probably eventually change out the seat, obviously, because these seats suck, especially if you don't ride a lot. But it wasn't too bad, but once you start going for a while. And then I'll probably eventually get something along the back here to, put a little bag or something. But for the little bit of riding we're going to do around town and, down some trails, this bike is more than enough. $530. Now I could have got one step up to the new style bike with all that fancy new stuff they were talking about in the back and disc brakes, and it was like going to be another $100, $630. But you know what? I only wanted to be around $400 some, so I was already over my limit. So I'm like, you know what? It's like I'm not an avid rider. I'm a casual rider, so I don't need the best of the best of the best with a bike. I mean, this bike is plenty good. This bike, I'll have this bike for 10 years plus probably. So I'm not too worried about it, guys. It's a pretty bike. I like the color. I like the brand. It's comfortable. It fits me well. So $530 well spent. And then my wife's bike was only $180. He said if she starts having problems with her bike, just bring it in and he can get it fine-tuned. She really likes it. It fits her good. It's actually a nice bike. I was disappointed I couldn't find one at Walmart for me, but she's only 5 foot and 100 some pounds, so it's easier for her to find a bike. For me, I'm 5'11", 230, 225, and so for me, I need a bigger frame, bigger bike, and Walmart just didn't have anything real great. I bought like an old man style bike, but like I said, the seat kept sliding down, wouldn't hold, and all that. So it was a little bit difficult. We looked all over for a bike at those box places and just couldn't find anything decent. When I did find something decent, it didn't, it didn't last much more than one ride. So anyways, back to this. So yeah, I just got to change out the battery terminal. I hope that I can crimp it with just some heavy duty pliers and it'll get tight enough. I'm not so sure that's going to work. I probably really need to go out and buy an actual crimper. I literally had one in my hands, guys, but it was like $30. And I mean, $30 for the one time I've never had to use one, but now I'm thinking maybe I should have it in my toolbox just because, obviously I've got this one I got to do. I probably should replace some of those up front. That's probably something I should have, so I'll probably end up buying one tomorrow. I've got two. These are only $10 for two, so if I screw up one, I'll probably go on Amazon and buy a whole set of them. But I'll go ahead and just give it a try tonight because I really want to get this thing running because I really got to cut the grass. It's looking like shit. I got a nice weekend, guys. It's going to be a beautiful Mother's Day weekend here in Michigan. It's not going to be super warm, but it's not going to be cold. It's going to be like in the 60s. Beautiful day like it was today, so great day to be outside. I'm going to have a massive fire. I'm going to burn all that brush that I cut down last year. I'm going to cut the grass, trim. I'm going to get the house looking nice again. Now that we're not selling, I'm a little more motivated to really continue to work on this house, work on this garage. There's so much to do. You guys have probably seen my other videos. This house has got lots to do, but it's coming. It'll get there, right? This garage is totally trash. It just, we need to drywall and paint. I need new electrical. I need to insulate it. I need new windows. Once I insulate, we may drywall, or I'm even thinking about just running plank boards all across. Something I need to get behind things a lot easier than tearing up drywall. Or I'm thinking even like sheet metal, like barn sheet metal, something I can screw in and take off in sections whenever I need to get behind stuff, instead of drywall where you got to literally rip it apart and damage it, right? To me, that doesn't make sense. I'm always thinking about, whenever I do anything, I'm always thinking about the future, right? If I have to get to something, I want to make sure whatever I've done before, I don't have to tear up and destroy to get to it, right? Just like in the bathroom, when the plumber fixed the bathroom shower, I had just said make an access panel, because if we ever got back here again, I don't want to drywall it off and have to break it open again. So anyways, guys, not too long of a video. It's going to be kind of difficult to show you guys the repair. It's pretty self-explanatory. I'm just going to I'm going to strip it, and I'm going to put them inside these little copper ring lugs. and I'm going to try to crimp it down with what tool I got. Hopefully that'll hold. And then I'm just going to connect it back to the battery, and we should be good to go. Should be that easy. If not, it's not going to hold because I'm not going to be able to get it crimped nice and tight like this one is because I don't have the right tool. And I think that might end up being a problem. I probably can get it tight enough, and then I can probably electrical tape it to get me by until I can run uptown. I think it's too late to go to Home Depot. It's 9:30. They close at 10, maybe 11, I think 10. So we're about 15 minutes out of town. So I don't know if I feel like running up there. It's been a pretty busy day today. Didn't get a lot done, but my main goal really was just getting the mower back. And we had to go take care of our friend's cat. He's got a trip, so we've been running over there and taking care of his cat every day. He's a diabetic, so he needs shots and all that stuff. So we've been doing that. So yeah, so we took the day off of work today. Took the last 3 days because, like I said, the wife was in the hospital for partial of the day on Thursday with the gallbladder issues and stuff. So she needed the next day to recover, and then today we're just like, you know what? She still was feeling a little bit tired and whatever, and just like, screw it. It's Friday. It's Mother's Day weekend. Let's just take the rest of the week off and whatnot. So anyways, guys, we also got this going on. We've got metal. The hell are these? They're like, essentially they're going to be armoires for downstairs. So instead of our clothes hanging on those racks, we finally got some metal. There we go. They're called the metal storage cabinets. They're from Wayfair. They were only a couple $100 a piece. And I think they're 72 inches tall, 13 to 15 inches wide, lockable front doors, and drawers on the bottom. And shelves on the bottom and the top, plus a hanging rod that's welded in. So it should hold. It's not going to hold a ton of clothes, guys, but it should hold enough, right? We try to switch out winter clothes with spring clothes, and then we tote them up and keep them in storage in our sheds because I don't want like every single thing we own out, and it just takes up too much space. And because we don't have actual closets, we bought these, and they should be a good time to build tomorrow. But it's going to look so much cleaner instead of having the clothes all exposed, and instead of having to build a closet and all that, because if we ever do sell the house again and try to, it'll give people an idea what they could do without having to spend a lot of money and actually build a closet. And then you could reopen up that downstairs and turn it back into a living room. If you add a closet, it kind of permanently becomes sort of a bedroom, and people might not want that. So we're just going to do these nice clean cabinets. It'll look a hell of a lot better. It'll just keep improving everything. So as you guys see, we got lots of work to do. We got to get a new garage door and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, you guys. And that's one of the reasons why we were going to sell the house. We just thought, you know what? All that money that we're going to dump into this house, we could literally dump into our savings. But it's a catch-22 because if we rent something for $3,000 a month, you're spending a lot more money than you're spending here. We spend almost $2,200 a month to live here is our mortgage. And to move to where we were going to move is going to be beautiful, but it was going to be like $29, $18, almost $3,000 a month. So you spend $800 and some dollars more a month, but you don't have to fix a damn thing. So it's like you throw money into the house. Someday you're going to get a good return on your investment, right? This house, I think, all redone with everything that needs to be done. When you walk into this garage, it looks beautiful, right? I'm going to have the floors all done and the drywall done or some kind of form of drywall, insulation done. I'm going to put an attic in, new garage door, new siding, new cement, new pad out where instead of the deck, we're going to do a cement pad, a hot tub, maybe a pool in the back. The lawn will be looking nice, landscaped around the pond. We get all that done, guys. This is going to be a $400,000 home, maybe even more, in a good market, right? But even in a bad market, this is probably going to be a $300,000 home. At worst case scenario, $275,000 home. Regardless, it's going to be worth some money. So you're either going to get it on the back end when you sell the house, or have a nice place to retire and not have to do much anything because everything will be already done, or you're going to have or you live somewhere and you pay rent and you save a little less a month, but you actually can save it all. Not a dollar has to go anywhere other than whatever you decide to go out and do. So we really love the thought of that, and that's why we were going to sell the house. But we kind of got cold feet after it was up on the market for 12 days. We got some decent feedback. We were sort of offered $295,000. I say sort of because the offer was there, but they hadn't wrote it on paper yet. But then the last day when we decided to pull it, a guy was about to offer us $295,000, but we had her pull it down. So we were within $5,000 of what we wanted. So, but as soon as we both decided, you know, we're having cold feet, maybe this isn't a good idea, we hurried up and pulled it down before we put an official offer in, because we didn't want, because once they put an official offer in like that, it wasn't at full price, so actually we didn't have to accept it. But if somebody did put in an offer at full price, we would have been obligated to accept it or pay the realtor her fee, because they did their job, right? They got you the money you were asking. So with it being under, we didn't have to accept. But guys, I'm ever since we did that, let me take you guys outside. You guys haven't seen outside at nighttime. It's so nice, and this is what really it really just is nice. And this is why, like, after you got thinking about it and we've seen everything, it's quite dark out here, guys, but all this was all rotted. All this was like rotted fence right here. It was just junk. I redid it last year, mulched it, put in some, these will just be green, but they'll blossom in the fall. They're mums, they're garden mums. And these right here are blue stars. They're extremely slow growing, but they'll have like a blue tint to it. And eventually they'll get big, but it'll take years, which I wanted, something very slow and all that. So anyways, here's what it looks like out here, guys. Pitch black, quiet. You hear the pond. This is what I show when I'm sitting in my favorite spot downstairs. This is what I get to see through the window. See, there's our bedroom right there. And this is what we get to look. Oh, I just ran into the damn hill that I got to dig out tomorrow. But this is what I'm looking at right there. The pond, there's the tree. It's a little bit cool out here right now. It feels good. There's a pole barn. You can see the little bit of light out there. I got a solar light out there that I got to replace. It's half-ass working right now. I need to get more lighting out here. But here's the woods behind us. There's the mini pole barn, I'll call it. It's more like it's big, but it's not a pole barn. It's way bigger than a shed. It's like a half pole barn. But here's the woods. Here's the moon. Here's our backyard. Now, from where we came from, guys, we came out of a mobile home park. Our mobile home was a double wide, and it was like 1,700 square feet. It was pretty good size. It was really nice. I'd completely redone it. But that mobile home could literally set just what we have in the backyard, not even counting our house now. It could set back here with the land probably. So we went from that to having just the backyard that big, to the house, to the pond, to 1.59 acres, to a pole barn, to outbuildings, out the country. Just beautiful, quiet. Still got some traffic, guys. We live on a nice paved road, which is great. I really don't want to live on a dirt road. But everybody that travels up and down this road pretty much lives out here, or they're getting from one place to another. So it's a main road as far as, it's not a typical main road, but it's a road that is a main road for a lot of people that live around here. So it's a little bit busy. Got a little bench right here, but I mean, it's nice. I'm glad we didn't let it go. I think it was a wake-up call when we decided to put it up for sale, and actually having it on the market. Talking about it and doing it, you feel differently. And it's like, you know, we've got waterfront property without paying waterfront property prices. And I like that our pond is big enough that I can literally take the boat out on it. I can literally go out there with my little trolling motor, and I can troll around and just have fun on a hot day or whatever. I do have a little bit of work to do. Guys, I talked to you about it, I think, last time. That little island you guys are seeing right there. See, all across there. It's not a shadow. That's growth from the pond. It's like, it's not even an algae. It's like some kind of a underwater plant or weed or something. And because it's really, it's only like 4 feet in there, and maybe even less right there, because the water's down. growing out of control. So I'm going to have to go on, and I'm going to have to dig a lot of it out, because I think there's a chemical I could also spray the top and kill it, or maybe even treat the pond. But I got to be careful because I got fish in here and I don't want to kill the fish. So I may just go in there and dig it all out, and I may have to do that every few years just to keep it super clean. The rest of the pond, as you guys can see, is super clean. So because I keep that fountain going, and I do dye the pond, and it's a pretty blue, and it keeps, as long as you keep the water dark and the sun can't penetrate as good, you don't get a lot of the growth. So I've never had a lot of problems. This is the first year I'm having that issue. It's probably something that happens every couple of years. So, and then obviously you guys know the shed we put in up front, so it holds a lot of our stuff that we don't use right away, rod sale stuff, and then, you know, a lot of stuff to do, guys. But it's going to be nice someday, little by little. It's already nicer than it was. This year I think we're done spending money other than just keeping it nice, keeping it clean, power washing the house. I am going to take the shutters off all the windows. I'm going to wrap the windows in a cedar wood and stain them. I think it'll add a little bit to it without doing too much money. This year is very expensive, guys. Very expensive year. We've had a lot of expenses. It is what it is. But with that being said, we're happy we're staying. We have the time. We don't have to rush to try to get everything done. As much as you really want to try to get so much stuff done, guys, it doesn't have to be done all the time. And that's the beauty of owning your own home, right? You can do things as you want to do it. You can make it how you want to make it. And I'm not saying we're not ever going to sell the place, right? We might. Who knows? You know, a year from now, I might feel differently. We might feel differently. But, or we might be here 15, 20 years. Who knows? But for right now, we're very happy that we decided to stay. And just now, it's just about, you know, saving some money and enjoying our life and enjoying the things that we have. And, you know, that's about it. So anyways, guys, I won't keep you any much longer. I do got to get working on this mower because I'm going to get this damn thing running. I was excited to get it back today. As you guys can see, the grass needs cut real bad. So that'll be getting done tomorrow. I'll get this battery hooked up. This ain't a big deal, even if I got to jerry rig it to give that connection to get it started until I can get the right crimper for it. But so let me get back to that, guys, and I will probably make a couple vlogs this weekend. I kind of enjoy doing the vlogs because when I first started YouTube, I always thought I had to have a reason, right, to make a video. I had to review something, or I had to whatever, right? And it's like, no, I really don't. I watch a guy that all I do is watch his vlogs. And it's like, he's not anybody special, just like me. I'm nobody special. Sometimes it's interesting just to see what other people are doing in their lives and gives you ideas of what you could be doing, or words of encouragement, or, you know what I mean? Just, you know, I'm a pretty, how you want to say, I'm a pretty, like, I don't have a lot of friends, not because I'm, you know, not a bad person or whatever, but I'm not a people person, let's put it that way. I don't mind people. I get along with people. I'm a pretty friendly guy, but on the other hand, I don't reach out to try to go and out with a lot of people and do a lot of stuff, right? I'm just kind of my own person. I like to do my own thing. I got my wife. You know, hell, to be honest with you, as you get older, you guys might figure this out, but even family kind of, they go and do their own thing. You don't, as you get older, you're not invited as much to things like when you were a kid, and people, you know, their kids have kids, and things just are a lot different. So you just got to learn to accept that and just enjoy your own life. And, you know, if you get a couple of close friends in your life, that's about all you can ask for. It's very hard to find really good close friends, and that's like the buddy we have now, Sean. He's a really good dude. I met him at my job, and we've been friends for over 20 years. Real good friend. I mean, he'll come help me in a drop of a hat, and I'll do the same for him. So just having that in my life is a blessing. So, but yeah, so anyway, so I kind of like doing YouTube because I'm talking to you guys, but I ain't got to be around a bunch of people either at the same time. You know what I'm saying? We all need interaction with people, and it's fun to meet different people and experiences, and you never know who you're going to find. I started listening to I'll shout out to the podcast, Married to the Games. Really good gaming podcast. They pretty much, I think they're more of like a PlayStation podcast, but they're a really good group of guys. Gabe, one of the members, passed away from cancer not too long ago, like a year ago. And you could tell it hit them pretty hard and stuff, but they're continuing on with the podcast. It's a really good podcast if you guys are interested in it. And I just like listening to them, and you kind of become, you feel like you're kind of part of one of them, and you kind of like to know what's going on in their life and how they're doing. And it's just, I think that's human nature. But anyways, guys, I won't bore you anymore. I have to get this mower running, so let me get working on that, and I'll do a couple more, probably not live streams, but I'll do some vlogs this weekend of what's going on. Maybe I'll do one in the morning before I get the yard done. We'll do a little before and after, because it's going to look a lot better. And they're coming to get their for sale sign out of our yard since it's not up for sale anymore. And we'll go from there. Y'all have a good night. I don't know if you guys are making comments or not. I don't even know how to check. This is my first time doing this, so not sure if I'm even possible to do that. I think I have to have 1,000 subscribers in order to do that, but not sure. But anyways, you guys, y'all have a good night, and look for my vlogs this weekend. I'm pretty active on the weekends and not so active during the week because I'm pretty busy. So, all right, we'll holler at y'all later. All right, take it easy. I gotta learn how to stop the thing. How about that?